What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 65 update. This week they've added a new roadmap to Icarus, and also some quality of life improvements and bug fixes. Let's get into it, shall we? Icarus Week 65 roadmap and quality of life improvements. Icarus Week 65 update. See our roadmap for future Icarus features. Introducing our Icarus roadmap and first upcoming update, Galileo, also changes to our update schedule. This week, we're sharing some of the plans for the future of Icarus, adding several quality of life features that you, our player community, have suggested. By sharing our development roadmap for Icarus, you can see what features and new systems to expect over the next year and more in addition to our regular weekly updates. This week, they added several helpful tools such as search bar for the tech tree, pinnable compass marks, and add to stacks button. So let's talk about this week's quality of life improvements. They've added search bars to the talent, blueprint, workshop, and mission screen, which will highlight any item searched for. They also added an add to stacks inventory button, which adds whatever items that's in the player's inventory to the container if they match an item that already is in the container. They added compass mark pins to the compass, which can be placed on the map, making it easier to navigate. They fixed the fog of war so it correctly saves locally during multiplayer games, and screws and nails will show how many will be crafted in the tooltip. They also added the ability to search for icons when adding text or icons to small wooden signs. So let's show you a few of those. So the first thing we're going to show you is the icons on wooden signs. And these icons, you can go and you can still choose the text and do whatever text you want to do. But you can also do an icon and search for any icon. So you need to know the name of what you want to put on the sign. But you also have the search box to help you with that. So for example, if we wanted to search gold and put maybe gold bars in this first box, that could be our first gold ore box. And next we'll just type in iron and we'll get the iron bar and put it next to it. So yeah, pretty much search for whatever you want now and the icons, which is really neat. So we want to make this one save a wood box, for example. We'll just hit that. And there we go. So quite a nice addition to the game. There's also a new button on the bottom of your inventory here whenever you're in a storage device. And as you can see, you can hit add to stacks. And add to stacks will take all this iron ore that we have here and stack it into there. So it's a lot easier to just hit add to stacks. And it'll stack all items of that type. It also works with multiple items. So say we got some antibiotic pills here, iron ore, some bone arrows, and flint arrows. We also have those in this container over here. So if we're going to hit add to stacks, it's going to transfer and put all those over there. So all the similar items in your inventory goes over into the device's inventory. And these are also added to the tech tree. As you can see in the bottom right of the tech tree, you now have a search bar. Let's say, for example, if we want to search fabricator, type in FAB, it's going to highlight something that has something similar to that search term. See how it's highlighted in yellow? That's how you're going to see it. So that'll help you search for tech tree items. Hit X to clear the search. Same thing for talents. If you wanted to look up a certain talent, let's say, for example, let's look up Lucky Strike, type in Lucky, and it's going to highlight any item that has the name Lucky in it. And right here it is, Lucky Strike. And you can also clear it out as well. Also, if you're in the mission select screen, you could go in the bottom right corner and search for a certain mission. So for example, if you're looking for just exploration missions, we're going to type in exploration and you'll see all the missions that have that in the title will be highlighted. And they also got the compass markers. If you look at the very top of our screen there, you'll notice that you can now see like your dropship and where it's located on your compass. The compass being the very top thing, the north, east, south, and west. You also can see objectives and other things that show up on the map. So Icarus now has a roadmap, and they've become well known for producing weekly updates, which they've done for every week for over a year, and that's helped improve the game, add new game modes, and add fresh content. And many people want more visibility about what's to expect in the future. And they released the Icarus roadmap, and we'll kind of read off what we see here. We see fishing, bestiary, achievements, open world missions, biolab research, orbital exchange, the great hunt, workshop revamp, damage rebalance, orbital customs, new world bosses, cosmetic system, animal companions, Samware narrative, batteries and networks. Nice. parasomnia narrative, pollution system, and additional mounts. So they do have some ambitious plans for these new features and plan to invest more time in them than the actual weekly updates. They expect to release them as bigger patches containing several new features every 2 to 3 months. So every 2 to 3 months, we're going to get a large patch update and get kind of smaller updates every week. To sate your hunger for knowledge of Icarus, they're going to share more weekly posts on their Discord closer to the release. And the first 3 features that they've already begun to work on are the fishing system, the bestiary system, and achievements. You can read more about them below. The larger feature updates will contain new content, large rebalances, and substantial improvements. They'll be able to spend more time refining, finalizing, and polishing internally before they release it, which allows them to better form their content and release it whole, which is a win for the players and the team. Generally, those updates will be between 2 to 3 months, with flexibility if needed, and the roadmap itself might change based on feedback too. So you get a roadmap that may change. Also, I don't understand why you don't just go bi-weekly. I don't understand why the devs are so bent on having to have weekly updates. I mean, I'm okay with updates that are more chunky and less updates, but I kind of get that they've done weekly updates since they've started Icarus, but also, I mean, you can change how you do your updates, right? Comment down below what you guys think about that. Would you rather have larger updates, or would you rather have the weekly updates? Say like larger updates every month or so, or every other week, or something similar to that? Comment down below and let us know. I'm kind of curious about that. And they say, what about weekly updates? And in addition to the large milestone updates detailed above, they'll continue to publish weekly updates. Each week, they will continue to add things such as new items, optimizations, dedicated server improvements, missions, bug fixes, and translations. These will not contain the larger pieces of content that they retained until the milestone updates. But they want to get things like bug fixes and optimizations out to players as much and as frequently as possible. And the weekly updates give them the mechanism they need to do so. And here's a photo we've never seen before, and Galileo. The first of the larger patches they have codenamed Galileo will expect to be ready in 2 to 3 months. They plan on having a section with information about the work on this patch during each of those weekly updates. So make sure to check the patch notes weekly as they talk about next upcoming features for the roadmap, and some that aren't, that will be included in Galileo. And finally, they talk about the New Frontiers DLC that's under development. And for us that read the future content section of their weekly changelog every week, they've been working away at the next chapter of Icarus, which is completely separate and in addition to the roadmap published above. Icarus New Frontiers will feature a new map, new biomes, new creatures, and missions to continue the story of what happened on Icarus. Ooh, story. It will be a paid DLC and we'll announce the details soon. They're really excited on how the features unveiled on the roadmap will deepen and expand Icarus. And they believe the adjustment to the cadence to have larger patches as well as weekly updates is the right move for Icarus and the community. Let them know what you think on their Discord and future upvote. And thank you for playing Icarus. Best regards, the Icarus team. And we got the changelog. The changelog. The changelog. Changelog, yeah. I'm an idiot. We got the new content. A lot of stuff that we had already talked about. They did add the tusks to crush bone recipe in the material processor. Map exploration fog is now used in open world prospects. They added more logging to track the cause of bad voxel states in dedicated servers. It looks like the add to stacks button used to be called the transfer to like button. Talk about those compass icons. And then we got the fix section this week. This is something I always kind of wondered about. They finally changed metal miner to iron miner to better reflect its effect. They may have finally fixed the map fog. On dynamic missions, they reduced the maximum range of all missions, further reduced the range on harder difficulties. Same thing on dynamic grow missions. You can no longer assault spoiled food items. Move flatbread dough tier 4 placement to the marble kitchen bench instead of the chemistry bench, as it is a food item. Looks like the land shark can no longer spawn camp you. Looks like polar bear cubs can no longer mine voxels or cause deep wounds. And then we got the future content section this week. Looks like they worked on the DLC trailer a little more. And both these. Exotic tree again. Ooh, new music. Geothermal banks. Looks like they set up the lava hunter for the DLC trailer, adding in exotic plant harvest sounds and event blueprint information. Looks like they're finishing up the artwork for the aquarium. Obsidian tool pickaxe. Input event and sounds. Added the ability to trigger dynamic faction missions through tier 3 communicator device. And we're going to be able to see Lava Hunter in the river on the DLC trailer. And the Obsidian Axe, adding 16 new fish items, fish setups, fish spawn zones, and adjusting fish bench recipes. Fishing should be coming soon. Looks like there might be a tier 4 aquarium, tier 3 aquarium. Gotta love that exotic processor. And looks like they're finishing up fishing traps. Mentioned the exotic processor a few more times. Implemented basic fishing functionality and fixed bug with the catch fish function where it would always return false. And that looks like that's it for this change log. Thank you guys so much, our YouTube members, Wolfie, Sergio, Saracen, Brian, and KHX. Thank you guys so much for being YouTube members and for supporting the channel. We greatly appreciate it. And as many of y'all know, we'll be playing some more Sons of the Forest this week. So there will be no Icarus streams this week, but starting next week, we will have Icarus streams on Fridays again, and Saturdays will be Sons of the Forest. So looking forward to that. And guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for weekly Icarus update videos like this. We also have guides on our channel if you're interested in those. And also don't forget to check our Discord out in the description down below as well. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.